Hello friends, welcome to MKS Tech Talks YouTube channel. So in this YouTube channel, you can find DevOps training series playlist. So through this playlist, you can learn DevOps from basic to advanced topics. So no need to join any other coaching centers. So just follow my YouTube channel. So you can become DevOps engineer in 2 months. So in this channel, in coming days, you can find interview questions and we'll have live sessions also. For more videos, please subscribe to my YouTube channel MKS Tech Talks and become DevOps engineer in 2 months.
Now I'm giving the password here. So confirm the password updated successfully. Okay. So in this way, we can create the users. Once we created the users, so by using this su hyphen command, okay, by using this su hyphen command, now we can log in to the custom user. We can log into the custom user. Okay. So now, so one more thing here is try to log in with Akash user. So now we are working with root user. Just remember, okay. So we are working with root user. Check who am I. Okay, we are working with root user, right? So try to log in with Akash user.
SU
hyphen
dash Akash.
SU hyphen Akash. Okay. Now you see, even though we set the password for Akash user, without password, we are able to log in. Then what is the purpose of password here? Okay, because root is a super user. Root user doesn't need any password to log in to the Akash user. That is the reason why. So without any password, we are able to log in to the Akash user. Okay, so exit here. Now we are working with root user. So again exit. Now we are working with Ubuntu user. Ubuntu. Okay. So now try to log in with Akash user. Su hyphen Akash. You see, it is asking for password.
Password, yeah.
Because Ubuntu is a normal user.
Okay.
To give password. Now we logged in. Here, I'm working as Akash user. Okay. So in this way, so for the normal users, if we are working with the normal users, we have to provide the password. Then only we can log in with the other users. Whereas for the root user, without password also we are able to log in. Okay. So now just exit from this Akash user and log in as a root user. So yes, hyphen. Okay. Now we have these files and we are under /home. Okay. And here ls hyphen ltr. So if we want to change the owner of the file, we can change the owner of the file. Okay, so now we have some users, right? We can make that users as owners for these files. Okay, so for file 2, root is the owner. I want to make Madhav as the owner for file 2. Okay, so that is also possible. So if you want to change the owner of the file, the command is ch1. Okay, ch1 owner name, username. To each user we are trying to make as owner, and file name for which file, okay, file name. So ch1 username, file name. So this is the command. Okay, so by using this command, we can change the owner of a file to change the owner of a file. So owner of a file or directory, anything is fine. Okay, so by using ch1 command, we can change the owner or owner of file or directory. Okay, so try to change the owner. So now, so for file 2, I want to make Madhav as a owner. Now root is the owner, right? We are trying to change this owner. So ch1.
ch1.
What is the syntax? ch1. So owners, right? We have to give
owner.
Madhav as owner.
File 2.
So file 2. Okay, now check ls-ltr. You see, for file 2, who is the owner? Madhav is the owner. Earlier, root is the owner. Okay, now Madhav is the owner. Okay, so in this way, we can change the owner of a file by using ch1 command. Similarly, try to change the owner of some other file. So I'm trying to change the ch1. So I want to make Akash as
Akash.
the.
Yeah.
Okay. So for file 1, let us consider for file 1. Now root is the owner. Okay, I'm trying to change the owner for
Owner.
file 1. Okay.
File 1.
So file 1. Now check ls-ltr. Now for file 1, who is the owner? Akash is the owner. Okay. So in this way, we can change the owner of the file also. Okay. So why we want to change this owner of the file? Because so here the owner will have the extra privileges compared to the other members on the given file. So file 2, let us consider file 2. I have some content. Okay. So if the file 2 got protected, only the owner of the file can access the content. Other members cannot access. Okay. So in some situations, we had to provide some that is some access to for particular users. In that case, what we have to do? So we are going to make that user as the owner to access that particular file. Okay. So that is the reason why we are trying to change the owner of a file. Okay. Now, so here these in the first column, right? In the first column, we will have 10 characters. If you see here, first column is the first column for every file, right? So this first column will have 10 characters. Okay. So out of these 10 characters, so this is one character. Okay. This is a D is one character, R is one character, W is one character, X is one character, like that. Okay. So out of these 10 characters, the first character represent type of the file. Okay. So here. So here, so the first column will have 10 characters. Okay. So out of 10 characters, first character represent type of the file. Okay. So the remaining 9 characters we have, right? These 9 characters represent permissions of the files. Okay. So these 9 characters represents permissions of the files. So these 9 characters again divided into 3 groups. Okay. So first 3 is one group. Next 3 is one group. Next 3 is one group. Like that, these 9 characters will be divided into 3 groups. Okay. So what are these 3 groups means? So the out of 10 characters, let me here the first column. Ten characters. So here first character represent type of the file. Okay. Remaining characters represent file permissions.
File permissions.
Okay. So here out of the remaining out of 9 characters, so first 3 characters represent permissions of owner. Okay, so here you see, so this is the first three out of 9. First three represent permission of the owner. These three are the owner permission. Similarly, for file 2, these three are the owner permission.
Owner permission.
For file 1, these three are the owner permission, like that. Even for DevOps folder, so these three are the owner permissions. Okay. Next, second three characters represent. Second three characters represent permissions of group members. Group members. Now, what is the group here? For all the files, root is the group. Root is the group. Okay. So group means in this group we'll have some users. Okay. So
Yeah.
we are going to group some of the users, right? So for all that users, we'll have group level permissions. So that permissions represent second three characters. Second three characters represent permissions of the group member. Okay. So here second three for the snap, right? There is no permissions for the second group. Okay. So for the group members, there is no permissions. Hyphen represent no permission. Okay.
Yeah.
So this dash represent no permission.
No permission.
So whereas for file 2, right? So these three characters represent permissions of the group. Okay. Similarly for Devops 1 directory. So these three characters represent permissions of the group members. Okay. So we completed first three, second three. So also we have last three also. Okay. So last three characters represent permissions of other users. Okay. So other users means the users who are not in the group.
Yeah.
And who is not the owner. Who is not the owner and the users who are not in the group. That users we are calling as the other users. Okay. So last three characters represent permissions of the others.
Other users.
Other users. Okay. So here for DevOps directory, what is the permission for others? RX.
RX.
Okay. So like this first column represent permissions of the files and directories. Okay. So this column represent permissions of the owner, permissions of the group members, permissions for the other users and the given files. Okay. Now, so if you see for the snap directory, so owner has RWX permissions. Okay. Now, what is this RWX? So here R represent read permission.
Yeah.
W represent
write
permission. X represent execute permission. Okay. Read, write, execute permission. Okay. So here for snap folder, first three represent owner permissions, right? Owner has read, write, execute permissions. Okay. So owner has read, write, execute permissions. Now, what is the permission for group users?
Second.
No permissions. No permissions.
Yeah.
For the group members, there is no permission. Group members cannot read the file. Group members cannot write, cannot execute. No permissions. Similarly, for other users, also no permissions. This is a highly protected file. Protected. Okay, because only owner will perform the activity onto this file. So no other users will perform any activity. Okay, so in this way we can protect the files by using these permissions. Okay. Similarly, for file 2, so what is the permission level for owner? So on file
read and write.
owner can perform read and write operations. Who is the owner here? Madhav is the owner.
Madhav.
Madhav can read the file. Madhav can write
Right.
the file. But there is no executable permission for Madhav. Even for owner also, there is no executable permission. Okay. So owner can perform the read and write operations. And what permissions the group members have?
Read
Group
only.
members have only read permission. Read hyphen hyphen.
Yeah.
Read hyphen hyphen represent only read permissions. Okay. So group members have only read
only.
permissions. Similarly, others. Other users
Others.
also have only
Read only.
read permissions. Okay. So this is how we can just by seeing this first column, we can say what permissions that particular one has, what permissions the group has, what permissions others have. Just by seeing this, we can easily identify. Okay. Similarly, for Devops one directory, so who is the owner? Root is the owner.
Root.
Okay. So what are the permissions? Owner
Read,
permissions.
write, and execute.
Read, write, execute. Owner can perform read operation, write operation, and execute operation. Okay. So then what is the group member permissions? So
Read and
group
execute.
members can perform read and execute only. There is no write operation, write permissions for the group members. Similarly, for others, okay, what are the permissions here?
Then
Read,
and
execute.
Yeah.
Okay, others also will perform read and execute only. Okay, so in this way we can identify. So what is the permission level for owner? What is the permission level for group and others? Okay.
Okay.
So here now, if you observe here, for all the files, whatever the files we have, right? For all the files, we have same level of permission. You see, for file
Yeah.
2, read, write, hyphen, read, hyphen, hyphen, read, hyphen, hyphen. Similarly, for file 1, read, hyphen, read, write,
Read,
hyphen,
write, hyphen. Read,
read,
hyphen,
hyphen,
read.
hyphen, read, hyphen, hyphen. Similarly, for test 2 also, same permissions. Means for all the files, This is a directory, this is not the file. Okay. So
Yeah.
for all the files, we have same level of permissions. Similarly, try to create one directory. Check the permission level for the directory. So I'm creating
mkdir.
some project one directory I'm creating. Now check ls-ltr.
LTR.
So for project one, what is the permission we have? So just
Read, write,
save here. Just save here. For project one, for owner, read, write, execute permission. Okay. For group, read, execute. For others, read, execute. So if we compare these two, if we compare the permissions of Devops and project one, both are same. Okay. So here Devops one directory has read, write, execute, read hyphen execute, read hyphen execute permission. Similarly, project one also has read, write, execute, read hyphen execute, read hyphen execute permissions. Okay. So means if we create the files, all the files are having same level of permissions. If we create the directories, all the directories are having same level of permissions. So these permissions we are calling as the default permissions. Whatever the permissions we are seeing here, right? So these permissions we are calling as the default permissions. So once we created the file, if we want to change the permissions, we can change the permissions. That is also possible. Okay. So here now for file 2, I have read, write, hyphen, read, hyphen, hyphen, read, hyphen, permission. So I want to make read, write, executable permission. I want to give executable permission for the owner. Okay, so we can modify. So these are the default permissions we got. What are the permissions we are seeing? These are the default permissions. So once we created the file, if we need, we can change the permissions of the file. That is also possible. Okay. So now, so here, whatever the numericals we have, read, write, execute, right? That is R is for read, W is for write, X is for execute. Similarly, for these we have some numerical values. Okay, so for read there is a fixed value, it is 4. Okay, for write there is a fixed value, it is 2. For execute the value is 1. Okay, so no need to bother about this. These are the fixed values. These are the fixed values we have. Okay, so always read represent numeric 4, write represent numeric 2, execute represent numeric 1.
1.
Okay, so here now, so by using these numerical values, we can set the permissions of every file in the form of numericals. Okay, means, so if I want to tell the permission of file to, so how can we tell? So read, write, hyphen, read, hyphen, hyphen, read, write, hyphen, hyphen. So these, we cannot tell this every time, right? Okay. So for that reason, what we can do is instead of telling the permissions for file to like read, write, hyphen, read, hyphen, hyphen like that. So simply we can denote the permissions in the numericals, in the numericals. Okay, so now so how to find the permissions of a particular file in the numericals? To find the permissions of a file in the numericals, we have to use these values. We have to use these values. So wherever read is there, it represents 4. Okay, wherever W is there, it represents 2. Wherever X is there, it represents 1.
1.
Okay, so in this way, so we can denote the permissions of these files numerically. Okay, so how to denote these files numerically, we'll see in the next session.